Welcome to the podcast. It's Mr. Ish. We're here at Cordero Clubhouse in the Bronx, 2022. New things happening. I got a few guests here, and I'm eager to speak to them. We have a lot of new projects coming up this year, and there's a lot of people involved, and I just want to make sure I highlight them and let the people know what Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club is up to. I'm going to start off on my left and give him a nice introduction and let him say his name and what he's about.
Thanks, Mr. Ish. I am Dr.Dance, the founder and executive artistic director of Ballroom Basics USA.
That's what I'm talking about, Dr. Dance.
Hey.
You know what that means, right? Get your feet ready. Because we're going to be boogieing, oogieing, and we're going to be doing all of that stuff. We're going to do, I don't know all of them. I used to know the mashed potato, but that's about it. My grandmother told me that. Dr. Dance, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Next.
Hi, I'm Anthony Rodriguez. I am the Director of Performing Arts here at Kips Bay.
Anthony is going to be floating. You're going to see his face on every flyer that Kips Bay has. Anything that has to do with some type of dance and drama, his face is going to be on it. Hopefully, I'll be behind the camera. Welcome to Kips Bay and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Without creating the drama.
Right. Right.
And last but not least, let's give him at least that. Last but not least.
Last but not least.
I am Senor Alfredo Melendez. I am a teaching artist and program module developer for Ballroom Basics, and I'll be the main teacher at the Cordero site as well as the Kips Bay site, and I'm very excited for that to happen.
Welcome to the podcast. I'll give you a little different sound effects because you're the bomb. Okay, you're the bomb.
Thunder, lightning.
I saw that we just had a little session, introduction, as you would say, to your dance, and the kids were eager. You see it in their face. You see they're ready. Especially the last group we had, they're a little older and we haven't had dance in about a year, so they're definitely eager to do this. So I welcome you guys with open arms. Anything I could do, I'm there for you, and let's do this for the kids again. I remember, that's what it's about. I signed up to work here for the children, so I'm hope that we all at the same level. Just give them an idea of what's going on, what you're going to bring to the clubhouses, and what they look forward to.
Well, I'd like to provide a little backstory because
Please.
it was really awesome. This was kind of 3 or 4 years in the making. I sat down at a lunch with a good friend of mine in the tango community who's a best friend of your board president. And then he set up a meeting with DT. I found out it's DQ. DQ. And then, of course, COVID came along. And as you said, Mr. Ish, it's been really rough on communities, families, students, the isolation, the depression. And I got to sing Mr. Alfredo's praises because as a part of his development for our organization, he was the architect of our entire virtual learning experience. And so we're really glad that we were still able to reach families and communities at home. And the screen became our dance floor. And that was very effective at a time when it was very depressing for young and old alike. Whoever thought we'd be dealing with a modern day plague, right?
Definitely.
But as you said, now we're a year and a half, 2 years later, we're back in schools, we're back in clubhouses like these, and Mr. Alfredo is going to be the lead instructor both here and at Palmero.
Yeah. We usually call it Randall, but it's actually Palmero Clubhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Randall is the avenue that is on.
So why don't I let Mr. Alfredo tell you a little bit about what the kids are going to enjoy, and turning it over to you, Mr. A.
No pressure.
Senor A.
Well, with Ballroom Basics, our goal is to use ballroom dancing choreography as a vehicle for reminding the students of the importance of etiquette, about how important it is to not just respect yourself but others, and how to use the tools that we give them in the dance class outside of the dance class.
Yeah, I mean, teaching kids to sometimes even control their feelings. Sometimes they just, burst out and all that. I think that's also a very important part. I do a lot of that in the podcast. They walk in here, they're so excited. They all want to get on a microphone. Okay, guys, there has to be some form of structure. And I think structure for any person, And I'm not saying only child, I say person, because sometimes you need structure. My wife gives me structure. I don't know who gives you structure, but my grandmother gave me structure when I grew up. So structure is very, very important. And I think that teaching them that, and that they have a voice, that someone cares, that someone's going to be there on a regular, and they have a way to express themselves is a very important thing, especially in the arts, because we are basically all involved in the arts here, that the schools don't give anymore. I remember I had art class. I remember I had dance class. I remember I had music. That's not so anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of these things have been cut. So we go into these after-school centers, like Kips Bay, and then there's probably YMCA and a couple other places that do it. And this is a way for them to get the arts back into their system.
Yeah.
So that's a very important thing.
So our tagline at Ballroom Basics is fun, fitness, and fancy footwork, because we're obsessed with alliteration. But we also have a motto, and that motto is very much in line with what Alfredo just shared, which is making manners matter every move we make. Because the truth of the matter is, in this day and age, there aren't many people teaching manners to kids. And quite frankly, it's really critical that we preserve the civil in civilization. And civility, it's manners that create civility. And so the fact that we can do this creatively, and we can do this through a dance medium where some of the kids are going to walk away loving merengue, loving tango, loving swing, loving salsa, and that's great. But what really matters most to us, and we find it matters so much to the educators and communities and clubhouses that we work with, and the parents, is that the kids walk away with this sense of etiquette and good manners, because consent, like, think about all the things that have happened over all these years, the hashtag Me Too movement.
Yes, definitely.
The idea of consent. Well, we're teaching them through our script, verbal and physical courtesies, every time we dance with them. Also, bullying is kind of epidemic in schools, and kids are device addicted. They're on their devices all the time. They barely can shake, they can fist bump, they can barely shake hands.
Yeah, very true.
So the point is, when you get children hand in hand and arm in a poised and polite way, it's really transformative. And that's why we're so passionate about what we do. Just a little bit passionate about what we do.
Yeah, especially the etiquette part. The way you're going to control your hands, the way you're going to spin someone, the way you're going to, yes, may I have this dance with you? All those old things that we kind of grew up with if we were going to a club or social club. Hey, lady, can I have this dance? And they could be there with their husband or with their boyfriend or whatever. Excuse me, you're not dancing. May I have this dance? As long as it was respectful, it was a thing that was okay. Normally it wasn't a problem when it was adults. I don't think that's a situation that can happen now with the way, with the way the world is going. But that used to be something that I grew up with, that especially that etiquette. We had etiquette classes. We had a place was called Upper Fun, and there was a lady. She came in and she told us what spoon is for what cup is for what, how you proceed, how you spread the butter.
Nice.
We had all that. So I may not know everything, but I think I remember what's a butter knife. I remember that part. I remember the butter knife. I don't know where else the spoon's going on after, but I picked up something. I can't say I'm perfect. I picked up something. So a lot of the time we just want them to have fun. The smile on their face makes what we do, meaningful. Yeah. It makes it meaningful. Going, after a podcast or after someone listened to something I said or watched the video or something, watching them say, Mr. Ish, that was good. That way you edit that was fun, and giving them these tools, it's what makes us, want to be at a club site like this or even work with young adults. And I definitely big you guys up because there's not too many people that could do that, want to do that, or really just say, yeah, I want to do it and don't follow through. And we're here following through.
Well, and what's so interesting is we launched our program 14 years ago in a single Harlem school. Wow. And since then, we have diversified to all 5 boroughs of New York City.
Beautiful.
We've taught over 25,000 school children in more than 100 schools. And we just had our 10th anniversary gala in November of last year. And 2 of the young ladies from our original Harlem class, they're now like 23, 24, they came to the gala. And it was so amazing. One of them actually has a master's degree right now in public health. And she literally said that Ballroom Basics, for her as a young adolescent, was her first time where she was exposed to the concept of what it means to be ladies and gentlemen, and all of these physical courtesies and verbal courtesies that we talked about. And here she is with a master's degree working in public health, saying how valuable that experience was. And like, you can't put a price tag on that kind of thing, right?
No,
Like,
you definitely can't.
we gave that young person, and hopefully many more than just her, that sense of something that she then carried, with her into her young adult life.
Yeah, I'm always glad when I have especially in this clubhouse. I've been here 8 or 9 years now. When I see the baby that was born and now he's in camp and his brother's in college and he was youth of the year and they moved on from place to place. They come back. A lot of them are working here now because they're 18 to 20. So I've seen them grow. And when you have that type of community and you always are giving back, when you see the parent, I know the car, I know the grandmother, I know, a lot of things they've been through, if they're single parents and so forth, so on. So you have a lot of connection with them. So you give more because it feels like that's part of your family. So the giving back is extremely important, especially in these times of needs. We physically can't touch a lot of people. We can't do the hugging, but being there for someone is very important. And you're going to see that as you come here normally, as you start, seeing the kids and their excitement and what are we doing next and stuff like that. You're going to see that, and it's going to bring the happiness that I have right now because I see it coming. Yeah. I see it coming. And we've been here, 2 hours today, maybe together? Yeah. And I've been excited to talk to you. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm like, come over here. We need to keep this going. I don't want to stop doing it. And
I know.
And whenever you guys need a highlight, I'm there for you.
I know Anthony's got some exciting projects in the works up in up
Hold
in
on.
the brain,
He has
in the noodle.
when you look at him, things are moving. Things are moving. Even though he's quiet right now, he's giving everybody some room. But I see a lot of movement. He looks at me, he's like, okay, Ishmael. And he's like, he's feeling me like, oh yeah, I got October, April he's full because we're doing this. But I got you summertime. All right. He's already. I'm gonna have to work my schedule around here. So that's good. That's good because that keeps me active. So I'm fine with that. So I know his little brain is working right now. So he may not have a lot to say right now, but he's working on things.
I am grateful that you are here to work with the young people here. But maybe just to share for the listeners, how long are you here? Just to share the time frame, and then is there a final presentation?
As far as I know, we've got at least 9 sessions, maybe.
Okay,
including our finale.
Ooh, we having a finale?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Right. We have a finale, and in our finale, we will be highlighting the dances that the students had learned, including the niceties and the etiquette that they learn as they go into and out of the dances. So it's not just going to be a look at what our feet can do, look at what our minds can do as well.
Beautiful.
But over the course of those sessions, we'll be introducing them to a number of different dances, including merengue, bachata, swing, the waltz, foxtrot,
tango,
El tango, the forbidden dance. What about is that the forbidden dance? Tango? No, that's the dirty dancing, right?
That's the lambada.
That's a different song. That's a different song. Lambada, right? Lambada.
You have that on your plate.
Lambada.
Can you press the lambada button?
Yeah, I don't have that queued up for you. I'm sorry, but that was the forbidden dance. I remember that.
Back.
I think my first wife came from lambada. My first wife came from lambada.
I think lambada made a lot of babies. That's what I think.
Guys, I mean, I love this. I love the smiles that we have on our face. I wish we had video to accompany this. This seems like we were friends for 20 years, and we having a cup of hot chocolate, the one that we scrape with the milk and the little queso on the side and pata de guayaba and all that. It feels like
Ritz cracker.
Yeah, it feels like I'm talking to my uncle's friend, my father's brother. I feel like we having a good old time, and with all these laughs, it makes our job seem easy. It makes our job seem easy because what we do is so important. It's so important to us because we pick these fields that to express ourselves, but also to share the knowledge that we have, to share ourselves, to open up sometimes, to open up to someone and really say, hey, this is what I'm about, this is what I believe, and this is how I could really help you as a person. And it comes at at 5 years old. It comes at 18 years old. It comes at 52 years old sometimes.
That's
and,
right.
But as long as it comes, as long as you're
it
there to
comes.
receive it and you have an open mind, is always wonderful.
And this came, and I want to give a shout out to Council Member Cabrera.
Cabrera.
Yes.
All right.
Now,
I'm sorry.
There we go.
I'm sorry. I got to do my sound effects. I do all my sound effects.
Actually, no, Fernando Cabrera's term ended on December 31st, but in his last funding cycle, he gave us cultural funding, and that's the reason why we're able to do this program here at the clubhouse. And so important to give a shout out to him because we spoke about it for many years, and we're so happy that he finally awarded it before he left office.
Well, I'm glad that he didn't stop the push.
Right.
Sometimes people promise, especially politicians, they promise and promise. And you know what? I'm out of here. Don't worry, they elected me. I'm keep it moving. But the push, seriously, I'm keeping it real. The push is what makes it. Right now, we're probably going to be helping 75, at least in this clubhouse, members. Randall has probably 130. Just think of the numbers. If we help one person, we're happy. If we help 200 people, it's incredible. It's incredible what we do. So you could imagine those numbers get multiplied, all the time you walk in the door. So I thank him. I thank for everyone that pushes for the arts. I thank the ones that are out there struggling, the ones that are out there talking to council members, to community leaders and stuff like that, because this is a very important part of being. The arts it was Egypt, people did the arts, and Romans did the arts. So this is a very important part of being, and I think that just bringing it back is making me happy. I could talk all day. I know everyone has to leave. I really appreciate your time. We'll definitely, touch base again. Even if you're not here, Dr. Dance, we could always call in. This works with the phone and all that stuff.
Nice.
So we're not going to exclude you or exclude anyone. But thank you. I appreciate the time. I appreciate that you came up here. I know it was a last moment, but I like to big you guys up because I see that it's a work in progress, but I see it working quickly.
Well, thank you,
working
Mr.
quickly.
Ish. We appreciate you. And
Thank you very
appreciate
much,
your
and,
time.
and stay tuned to many projects. We have tons of stuff, and this is gonna become like a radio station almost. We're gonna just flood you guys with information and just be part of it, and see whoever's listening, whichever way you could help, or even just subscribe and listen to the podcast. The kids are talking on this every week, and it's not scripted. It's whatever they want to say. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Say your goodbyes and your shout outs to whoever you need to get shout out.
Adios.
Ciao.
All right, we're out of here, guys.
Check. 1 2 1 2. Check.
The arts are back, people.